Are we all done? Thank you. Are you playing toys? Whoa, who is that? Is that Grandma and Alice? Oh, that's Aunt Jen and Uncle Patrick. There's Mama and Dada. Oh, Uncle Brody, Uncle Matthew, and Uncle Mark. Oh, is that Aunt Lindsay? Hi, Lindsay. With Maggie? That's Maggie's puppy dog. Oh, is that Mima? And Alice? That's Grandpa and Alice. Uncle William and Aunt Danny. And look, they have a puppy dog too. Who is that? Baby. Hi. How are you? What are you doing? Hi. You got a turtle. Yeah, I don't know what turtle does, so she's little fishy turtle. Swim, 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 swim. Whoa. Oh, yeah. You want to give Dad a hug? Oh, Dada's gonna get you. He's gonna get you.
Go get her. Oh, go get her. Go get her. And this is all you ever need in life. Ma and Pa. Great Ma, great Pa.
I'm gonna sit up here with Mama. All right, Dada's gonna give us gifts.
Sriracha hot chocolate. Or sriracha chocolate.
Sriracha chocolate with Himalayan pink salt too.
Japanese flavored Kit Kats.
Ooh.
Because they have the unique flavors.
Yummy. Wow, that's really cool.
It looks so good.
Ooh. It looks like...
I don't even know what it is.
Ribs? Are those ribs?
Yes.
And corn?
This is when I went to the fish market.
Kabiyaki flavored Gorilla corn.
That's right. And this is when I went to the fish market, and I wanted to get you something.
Got a fish?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I got you some like legit smoked
spiced calamari in ragu sauce. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, and this is like hot off the shore of, I think Italy or whatever. So like this is pretty high shelf compared to your sardines.
Yeah. I wanted to come into like this room in the house because one of our neighbors' houses has been being like pressure washed all day long, and so the downstairs is kind of loud right now and outside is definitely loud, because at first I was just gonna like sit outside because Alice is sleeping and Alvin's also taking a nap because his flight was an overnight flight, so I didn't want to like wake anyone in the house while I'm talking, but I also can't go outside because of the pressure washing. So yeah, Alvin got back at like 10:30 in the morning. I was gonna take Alice to story time. Story time's from 10 to 10:30, and so it was just gonna like cut too close, so I decided it would be better for us to just be home for when Alvin came back. It is 12:53 right now, so Alice has almost been sleeping for an hour, and same for Alvin. They both like went to bed at the same time. I was finishing my Keto for Women book that I was reading, and I did want to like talk about that update that I made a couple days ago about like me being frustrated with not being able to lose weight. I really appreciate everyone's comments. So many of them meant a lot to me, with like you guys just being very kind about it all and saying like, that weight doesn't really determine my worth. And like some of you had even said that the person that I am today as a mom has been like your favorite version of me, which is really cool to think that like you've seen me so many times over the years. You've watched like me get older, me, you know, go through IVF, being skinny, gaining weight, losing weight, having a baby, being postpartum. So like that does really mean a lot to me, knowing that like to an outside viewpoint, you guys aren't even like looking at me. I guess that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking people are like looking at me and thinking, wow, she really like let herself go, or like, you know, she hasn't bounced back. She used to be totally about, you know, health and food and look at her now kind of thing. But also just in general, like I don't really enjoy the way I look. So it's like both thinking of like what other people are thinking about me and also myself. Now, I do want to comment and say, because there were multiple people that were giving me advice of things for me to try. And sometimes when I'm filming a video and I'm like sitting down and talking, there are many points that I'm missing or not talking about or filling you guys in on. So a lot of people had talked about tracking, and they were saying that the only way that they could lose weight is by tracking, and how tracking is very important to them. So for those of you that are saying that I have to like, you know, watch what I'm putting in my mouth and stuff like that, I have definitely tried that. I have made sure that I'm not eating too much. I've made sure that I'm not under eating. I've made sure that I am eating enough protein. But what I want to say is that the way that I cook and make meals makes tracking extremely hard, and something that I do not want to have to do long term. I think for a lot of people that eat convenience foods, or they eat single item foods, and let me say, when I was tracking, I was weighing my food. Like I have a scale and everything, and I was weighing out things that I ate. Because I know some people commented and said, oh, if I'm just guessing, like I'm probably not guessing the correct amount. No, I have a scale. I weighed out my food, because when I am cooking, and for many of my meals, I am making dishes of things that have multiple ingredients, that aren't just a prepackaged item that I can scan the label for. That is extremely hard to do with a young baby toddler for so many meals of the day. So like I can understand if you're just having some prepackaged things, or you're like, okay, I'm gonna eat a tortilla and like smear this little laughing cow cheese on it and weigh out my turkey, and like that's it. That's not as hard. But even thinking about like the dense bean salad that I've been making, just imagining weighing out every single one of those things, making like a recipe in MyFitnessPal, and figuring out how much I'm eating per day, like that just sounds like so much work. And that's only one meal. That's only one meal that I would have to do. So for me, if keto and low carb works out for me again, I would much rather eat keto and low carb than to track every single thing that goes in my mouth for forever. It is so irritating to me, and then it also stresses me out because I might have like Alice, you know, whining in the background, and then I'm sitting here wasting so much time of my day trying to like weigh out every single bite that goes in my mouth. It is just not something that is going to work for me and the way that I cook, because I don't eat a lot of convenience foods. It might not seem that way from the daily vlogs because of Alvin being gone, and I on purpose got prepackaged foods from Costco to make my life easier being a single parent for this last week. But most of the time I am cooking with ingredients that I would have to weigh out every single thing and then put it together in a whole recipe, and then weigh out what I'm eating of that recipe. Now, a couple of you mentioned getting my thyroid checked, and I definitely think that that's something that I want to do. I actually have been looking into getting a bunch of different like hormone panels ran, the thyroid ran, to kind of see like what's going on with my hormones, which is another point I wanted to make, is that a lot of you think that I am gaining weight, but I actually am not gaining weight. And that's like the thing that is like really crazy to me. Like throughout all of these things that I've tried with counting the calories, tracking everything that I'm eating, Trim Healthy Mama, I am still the exact same weight. Like I cannot lose weight, but I'm not gaining weight either. And so that's what makes me think that it's some underlying issue, and it doesn't just have to do with food or what diet I'm doing. And so that's why I think that I definitely need to get like testing done, because since I have weaned, I have been 212 pounds, which is just, it's crazy. Like I was only a couple pounds above my pre-pregnancy weight when I actually gave birth, because I think I only gained 26 pounds during pregnancy. Now I had gained a lot of weight with IVF. Then I was only like 4 pounds away from my pre-pregnancy weight, and then I slowly gained some pounds while I was breastfeeding. It's about 6 pounds I think that I gained while breastfeeding. And then I weaned, I gained 6 pounds in 2 weeks, to make me 212 pounds. That was literally January like 1st or whatever, and I have been the exact same weight no matter what I do since then. I haven't been gaining weight, but I haven't been losing weight. So like I said before, I don't think one diet works for everyone. And I do think for myself, like I do really like protein and fat compared to sweets and carbs. I 100% need protein and fat. And that's something that's been really hard with like following Trim Healthy Mama, is that even though they say you can eat fat, they really don't want you to eat that much. I feel like fat is very nourishing for me individually. Like if I don't eat it with carbs, I find that eating a high fat diet in the past has been really great for me, and I always got compliments on my skin. All those years that I was keto, I had so many compliments on my skin. Like, yes, I understand I'm older now. People would rave about how great my skin was. And I really think that the healthy fats were just so nourishing. With having to like not eat as much fat now with these certain things that I've tried, like they say not to eat that much fat, I have found it really hard to stay like satisfied with eating carbs. I feel like carbs usually just make me hungrier, even if I'm eating a large amount of protein, whereas like fat was so satisfying when I was on keto. I don't know, I could be saying all of this and maybe keto low carb is not gonna work for me. Maybe I'm going to have to try something else, I don't know. But I just wanted to like answer some people's like questions kind of. I do need to answer those comments. Oh, and another thing I wanted to say is I was reading I have Lily Nicole's book, Real Food for Fertility. I love her Real Food for Pregnancy book. She is just an amazing individual. And so anyway, she came out with this fertility book like maybe a year ago, maybe less than a year. And I have it, and I actually read, there's a whole chapter on PCOS in there, and she does recommend a keto low carb diet for PCOS. But something else that she recommends, I know that I had stopped fasting because a lot of people say that fasting isn't good for women, but she actually recommends fasting at night. Instead of skipping breakfast and that not being as great for your hormones, she wants you to like wake up, eat breakfast, eat your other meals of the day, and then at like 4 p.m. have your last meal and then fast until breakfast time. So I'm definitely going to try that because I used to be able to fast really well, but I haven't been trying to fast at all, obviously because of breastfeeding and pregnancy and stuff. But now like so many people say how like harmful it is, and so I was like, okay, well like I'll try keto, but I'm not gonna be like fasting, but I am gonna try this.
Just a dream, just all in my head, floating rivers upstream, the things that you said.
We're outside. Alice is playing with her water table. I didn't wake Alvin up yet. I was gonna let him sleep just a little bit more, but I wanted to tell you guys what I had planned for Father's Day regarding Alvin's gift. So you guys know that I got like the frame, and I think my stamp set comes today. So my plan was to make like a little art thing with Alice's fingerprints. I was first looking at like this dandelion here because I'm gonna put it in the frame then, but I found a popcorn one. And Alvin loves popcorn. He actually used to manage a movie theater back when we first met, and so he loves movie theaters and popcorn and all that kind of stuff. So I want to do the popcorn one, and then I'll put it in that frame and he can have it like at his office. But then my friend Lena had given me the idea to make like a little movie theater kind of gift basket, and I thought that that was genius. Like I already got those M&Ms, which is perfect, and then I got him the chocolate bar. And I think what I'm gonna do tomorrow, I have plans to go to the library for story time with Alice, I think, and then we're gonna go to the pool later in the afternoon. But I think Alvin has to work. Stop by movie theater while we're out, get a gift card for the movie theater, and I'll put that his little Father's Day gift, because I know that he said he's been like missing going to the movie theater now that we have like Alice and like COVID. We used to go to the movie theater all the time, and then when COVID hit, I feel like there's not really any good movies as much anymore. But yeah, so I think that all of that is what I'm gonna do for his Father's Day gift. I definitely have to work on that. I might have to work on that tomorrow actually, because then on Friday is when I'm taking Alice to the aquarium, so we definitely won't have time Friday, and then Alvin will be home Saturday and Sunday, so I won't be able to really do the art project at that time. Okay, do you want to see something to freak you out? So I literally was just using this hose to fill up Alice's water table, because every day I clean out the water table and I spray it out and then I fill it back up again. And look at that spider. So I don't know when that guy got there, but I literally just filled this table up like 5 minutes ago. So I was using that, I was touching that. Just your present. Whoa, did Dad get you a book? Wow, he got you a book. Thank you. Maybe Daddy can read it to you later. Close my eyes.
Oh, close your eyes. All right, hold out your hand.
I'm supposed to open it.
Yeah, you can open your eyes. It's a baby puzzle.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's really tiny.
I thought you'd love building it.
Yeah. How many pieces is it?
It's only 150.
Oh, okay.
1,000.
Wow, that's such a tiny. Look how small those pieces are. Baby puzzle pieces. Good job. Be careful with your fork. Wow, big girl. Yeah, it's the meatball. 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 Is it hot? You can blow on it. Good job. Do you need help? Again? Ready? Yeah. Meatball. Good job. Alvin's actually putting Alice to bed for me, which is super nice because I'm going to take a shower. But I got a couple things from Amazon. Number one, I got the ink pads, so that way I can finish the Father's Day gift. I'll probably use this yellow one. I did make the whole like graphic for it, Canva, earlier, so I need to print it tomorrow morning and see if it's gonna like look okay or if I have to like resize it. Then I had watched my own favorites video from back like, I don't know, before COVID. It might have been like 2019 or maybe it was 2020 actually. I think it might have been right during COVID. But anyway, I had forgotten about some of the things that I really loved back then. And I feel like I really should make a favorites video like once a year or maybe twice a year or something. There are so many things that I just forget are favorites if maybe you just don't repurchase them all the time. And so two things I got were this coffee shop soy candle. I don't have any candles right now. I usually don't buy a lot of candles, so it has been a really long time since I got a candle. This one smells just like a coffee shop and it's a little bit healthier than buying just a regular candle. So I'm glad that I got this. And then I used to use this argan oil on my face and my hair, and I have been really looking for an oil to use because I feel like my skin is more dry now being postpartum. And this one just has like a little like I don't know, spray kind of thing. It's not really a spray, but like the dispenser is nicer than like, I used to have a droplet one. So I'm excited to try this out again because it used to be one of my favorite products. And then I have no clue like how I stopped using it. I guess it must have been empty, and it was one of those things where like I probably just kept forgetting to add it to my Amazon cart. I had been using some of the other oils that I had, but I think that they were like clogging. I don't know. I'm not really sure because so many other things can go along with it, you know, diet, inflammation, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see that along with going like keto, dairy-free-ish, and just seeing like how my skin reacts to that and if it does clear up. I feel like I do have pretty good skin, but now I have this like rosacea that forms on my cheeks. So that is like what I'm always talking about when I talk about my skin. I don't really get usually a lot of breakouts or anything. I've never really struggled with that, but here you can kind of see it now closer up. This used to never be here. Like I used to just have clear skin. I didn't have like redness here. And so I would love to be able to clear that up. I think it's diet related because it only started in the last year or so, like being postpartum. And this is like when I've been eating the least healthy just because, you know, you're surviving. Anyway, I'm gonna take a shower and then Alvin and I are probably going to watch a show together, and then I will update you guys on how much I've read from my book and how much I'm liking it before I go to bed. Like I promise I will do that before this video ends. I am outside just to do my like last updates. 9 o'clock, Alvin and I were watching like our shows together, but we're all kind of going to bed early at night because Alvin needed more sleep, and since he's going to bed, I'm going to just read on my Kindle and probably go to bed early so that way I can wake up and edit and stuff, and I've just been so tired, so this will help me get more sleep in. But I wanted to update you guys on my book that I've been reading. I am 66% of the way through 𝑣𝒎𝒂𝒛𝒐𝒏, and so far I have been enjoying it. I will say I think the first 50% I was enjoying a lot. Now it's gotten not the way I thought it was gonna go. I don't know. So let me explain what this book is about. So this is a sci-fi book about these like AI wives, I guess, that you can buy. So we start out with this guy and he has this like AI wife, and so she can clean, she can cook, sleep with him. Like, I mean, literally they can act like humans. I guess you can change their settings, so you can have like one that is, I think what they're called is deltas, so they literally just do like very robotic type things. Like, okay, they'll clean your house for you, they don't really have emotions, like that kind of thing. But then you can switch it, I forget all the terminology, but you can switch it to be like a Stella, I think is what it's called, which would make them be almost more human-like, where they can kind of have emotions or read your emotions. They're kind of more of like a life partner for you instead of just like a robot. So anyway, we have this guy who has one, and she ends up, I guess, just like being able to learn more and more and more about kind of like lying to her owner, being more human. And this guy is such a terrible guy. Like, I think that's why I was loving it so much, because it almost gave behind closed doors type of vibes. He is like this, I mean, he's not, I guess, physically abusive. I don't think he's ever done anything to her, but he'll get really, really mad about things. He's like really demanding and really demeaning to her. And it's like, yes, it's like a robot, but at the same time, I can just imagine like how he would treat like real women. Now that I am like 66% of the way in, like what has happened is definitely not how I thought this was going to go. And like, I'm not gonna mention any of it because like that would give away too much of the story. But I'm curious to see like how it's all gonna come together and how it's going to end, because I'm not really sure like where the storyline of this book is going. But I will say it's a very intriguing storyline, and I really kind of like what it's about with the whole AI robot thing, and like kind of picturing like would this happen in our world in the future. So I'm hoping maybe I would be able to finish it tomorrow. I'm listening to it on Libro FM, and it looks like I have 1 hour and 35 minutes left because I listen on 2 times the speed. And then if I read some tonight, then that should bump this down a little bit. So my goal is to definitely finish this tomorrow if possible, like during Alice's nap, if I'm not able to listen to it like while she's awake, if we're like going to the pool and stuff. But yeah, that way I can give you guys my full thoughts. I don't know, like, am I ready to start Funny Story as a buddy read? I'll have to see. Maybe I will pick up the next book when I finish this one tomorrow and see what it is. And if I get another romance, I'll just go ahead and do Funny Story. And then if I get like a thriller, maybe I would read a thriller as a buffer and then do Funny Story. I don't know. We'll just have to see, I guess, what happens. But I'm going to head to bed. I will see you guys tomorrow.